Guys, it's Lost in Plot, and we're coming back for one here for a bit of a resurrection.
Why are we back? Why are we back talking about Squid Game?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because it's one of those times in life where you have to look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you've done something wrong. And doing something wrong is all right as long as you have the chance to correct it. And I'm here to go on record to correct my previous opinion on Squid Game.
So we both killed it the last time. The Squid Game, the streamer on Netflix, the uber successful, uber popular one. We both killed it. But now Wade has come back because he's had a change of heart.
That's right, because I actually finished watching the entire season. Previously, I was reviewing it on the strength of the pilot. Now, my criticism of the pilot was I loved the first half where we're just looking at player 456, and we're seeing his motivations, we're seeing his background, we're seeing the reasons why he's competing in these games. But I didn't really like red light, green light. I thought that the character development was muted and it was all kind of more or less exploitative, and I feared for the future of the show thinking that it would be the same type of thing.
Okay, so what was the big difference that changed it for you? What is so good about it now?
The big difference is that the character development, the motivations, and the choices of the characters that I liked so much from the first half of the pilot actually plays out even better in a lot of the subsequent games. Games just don't play out, and it's not just slaughterfest and some people win, some people die. Players make choices. Characters take actions, which reveals their character, which is my favorite way of revealing character. Not sitting around talking about yourself, but actually taking action. And the game forces them to reveal their true identities in ways that are compelling and engaging.
I thought, to be fair, also stock, though, to some extent. Like, I knew all the characters as soon as I met them, and I knew what was going to happen to them. To me, it was kind of obvious a little bit with a lot of these characters and their redemption arcs. I knew, certain individuals would betray certain others. I don't want to give away any spoilers for it, but that's kind of why I kind of fell in between. And I'm not even saying that I hated it or I thought it was horrible. I just kind of came in borderline between dead or alive, but you've had a much more significant change once you got through all the episodes.
Absolutely. Just because I like the way the characters interplay. I like the way they do the character development through action, through meaningful scenes that progress the story.
But what about the politics? Because we don't talk about it much, and I know that's like a big key for a lot of people. A big talking point is the politics of Squid Game. Is Squid Game anti-capitalist?
Here's my thinking on that. It's not even just anti-capitalist. I think you can easily make that point. It's the pro-communist critique that I've seen. That I don't think it's pro-communist. I never got that feeling. The reason being is because the show makes a couple of choices. First is that all the people who are participating in these games, right? The working class, the proletariat, are those people who can't succeed in society. I don't think it makes you sympathize with them as the down-and-out people who've been wronged by society. I think it invites you to critique them and say, look at all the terrible choices this person made in order to get into this particular spot. One woman is a ridiculous fraud. The other guy's an out-and-out criminal. We watch player 456. We see all the horrible choices he makes with his life. And you start to see, oh, I know how all these people got here. And even the other gentleman who's well-to-do and
the one that embezzled the funds.
The embezzler, yeah. He's in there. And you see how all these people made really awful decisions to get there. And the
exception of maybe I don't remember his name, the Indian player. He's probably the only really sympathetic good guy in there. He's in there to kind of help his family.
Correct, but he's one of many, and the rest of them are pretty downright.
Although he does attack his boss.
Yeah, he does do that. It smashes the guy's hand. So the fact that all the players had agency in their circumstances that led them to this game, and that they have agency when they choose to come back to this game, I think is an important point. The other point is, all these people aren't like, oh, if I get 2 jobs and work, 80-hour weeks, I'll be able to pay off my debts. No, all these people are just like, hey, I needed like all the money yesterday, so I need a get-rich-quick scheme.
They're all looking for shortcuts
immediate
to some extent. Yeah, anything except an honest day's work. But I think one of the things that's interesting about it is you can have all these different interpretations of it, and they're all valid. Like, I've heard some really compelling cases to be made that it is anti-capitalist, that it is kind of communist. I've heard some more compelling cases that say you don't have to care a lick about any of that stuff, and you can still just enjoy it by watching the characters go through all of these children's games. So there's lots of different levels, and everybody's right in how they interpret it, and most people seem to enjoy it when they look at it through that particular lens that they find most appealing to them.
And I'll be honest, even the aspects that I think are a capitalist critique, there's no doubt that the men in the gold masks towards the end are the capitalist pigs. Okay, they're the Westerners, they're ignorant, they're moronic, they're disgusting and vulgar, they're the capitalist pigs.
Decadent. Okay?
Oh, they're But at decadent. The same time, what are we to deny that these people actually exist? Or that there is such an imbalance with people who are uber wealthy
see them every day.
Yeah. I mean, I think highlighting the problems of capitalism, which there are many, is not necessarily an endorsement of communism as an alternative. And I didn't get that from this show.
To me, it was probably the least interesting part of it, and we are getting into spoilers now, was, the reveal of who's behind this game and why. It wasn't as interesting to me. It didn't really strike me as a profound message there. But now we've got to it. Did you want to get on your knees or anything to say you're sorry?
I don't think I need to get on my knees.
Okay, so tell us your first score and what you're bumping it to now, because you got it wrong.
All right, so the first score was a 5 out of 10, and it was dead, okay, because I was kind of half and half on that first pilot episode. Now the score is an 8 out of 10, and it is alive. This was one of the best shows I've seen on Netflix since The Queen's Gambit.
8 out of 10?
Yes.
Wow.
I very much enjoyed this season.
Wow.
Very much enjoyed it.
Okay. Fantastic. So you've resurrected it. I was borderline when I first watched it. The fact that I think one of the interesting things for me is that I've been able to go back and see so many people have interesting interpretations and commentary on it, and that's been the really cool thing to read about. And I think something that causes that kind of dialogue with people is enough for me that I had it at a 5 out of 10. I'm willing to nudge it up to a 6 out of 10.
Well, good for you.
So Squid Game is now alive for both of us.
And that's a worthwhile piece of art that gets that type of conversation and that level
I
of
can't
thought
deny
going.
that about it. Is it really has people talking and coming up with interesting interpretations, so that's something worthwhile.
There you go, guys. Squid Game, Resurrected. Leave your thoughts and comments below. If you liked the video, leave us a thumbs. If you loved it, consider subscription. Check us out on Twitter, and we'll see you all in the next one.